Today we're looking at the Tudor Pelagos Blue. Wrist check today, wearing the Hamilton Khaki Navy Scuba from 2013. In 2012, Tudor introduced this modern high-tech diver separate from its heritage-based Black Bay diver collection. From the 2012 to 2015, there was a black model and it operated with the ETA 2824. But that changed with this Gen 2 model and the introduction of the Pelagos Blue. This model used the in-house created MT5612, which is a COSC certified movement. Tudor has since expanded the Pelagos line. In 2016, they added the LHD, which has the crown on the left, the creamy Lume color, the red Pelagos indicator on the dial, and the unique roulette date wheel that alternates between black and red dates. In 2021, they expanded with the FXD, which is the fixed lugs, originally in blue, running on the MT5602, and again in 2023, they added a black model. In 2022, they expanded the line with the P39, a smaller version of this watch at 39 millimeters, excluded a date, had a thinner case by almost 3 millimeters, and a reduced water resistance to 200 meters, which is still very capable. Not wanting to rest on their laurels, they came out with another FXD model in 2023, actually a pair, carbon fiber bodies. One was a 3-hand and one was a chrono. And then in 2024, they came out with the FXD cycling version, which is available now. It runs on the MT5813. Later in 2024, they added the FXD GMT, which is the COSC and Metas version of the GMT that they run in their Black Bay GMTs. And then, as we all know, in 2025, Tudor upped the game even more on this extremely capable dive watch with the Ultra, with 1,000 meter of water resistance, and it uses the same movement that's in this one, the 5612, but it's the 5612U, which is COSC and Metas certified. So in all, there are 5 Pelagos models and 4 FXD Pelagos models for a total of 9 that are available currently. Now this model, it's manufactured of grade 2 titanium, which is darker than stainless steel. It's the I guess you'd call it the more pure titanium, whereas grade 5 is an alloy that includes aluminum and vanadium. This measures in at 42 millimeters. It's got 22 millimeter lugs. The lug to lug length is 50, which fits good on my wrist at 6 3/4 inches. It is a little thick. It's because of its capabilities for 500 meters of water resistance. And it has this helium escape valve. The total thickness here runs at 14.3 millimeters. It's got a 7 millimeter screw down crown. It's got a little bit of a coin edge there on it that you can get to. And it also has the Tudor shield, which for some reason is upside down. It's satin brushed. It's very, very finely brushed. So it just looks like it's just got a great satin appearance to it. It does have chamfered edges that are not polished. Those are also brushed. The crown guards rise up out of the right-hand side of the case here. That looks like they're pointed, but they're not. It's rounded off. And there's a little bit of sharpness to the underside of the case here, but you won't feel that against your skin. It uses a sapphire crystal. It's flat rather than domed, and it's AR coated, so you really don't get a lot of reflections off of this. Of course, being a diver, it's got a unidirectional bezel and 60 click. It's really firm at the top, so getting it started takes a little bit of effort, and then it goes. It's got good resistance, good sound. It really grabs on when you get back to the top again. It's kind of snug right there, which is good. You've got to be intentional about setting it, but you're also not going to bump it loose. The bezel is titanium like the rest of the watch, and it has this ceramic bezel insert, and all of the gradations are filled with lume. So you've got the first 15 minutes marked, and then in 5-minute increments, either a marker or a minute marker as it goes around. We'll see a lume shot later. The dial is just, this watch is just such a nice looking colorway to me. The blue is matte, It's subdued just a little bit. It's a good complement for the darkness of the titanium, and maybe the black model of the Tudor Pelagos is one of the best matches of dark titanium, brushed titanium, and matte black that I've ever seen. I passed on that because I already have a black dive watch, and this is the one that caught my eye. But I think the matte blue complements it in the same way. Here you can see what's printed. There's the Tudor shield and Tudor logo with Geneve under it. And then below it is the really excessive amount of text at 6 o'clock, because you've got the model name, you've got chronometer officially certified. I think that would be implied. Then you've got rotor self-winding, and then you have the depth 500 meters and 1,640 feet. And this is something that I feel like they corrected with the Ultra that dropped down to just 3 lines of text. There's also print on the outer edge of the chapter ring. There's a white print there for each minute as it goes around. And this chapter ring is kind of in 2 parts. It's got a gently sloping inner ring, and then it gets steep out on the edge where those minute markers are. This second generation eliminated a piece. In the first generation, there was a small cutout right here at 3 o'clock with another hour marker. And I think that it's something I've never missed, but it is something you'll see on previous generations. All the markers are applied at the hours. They're kind of a powder white texture with lume in the center. So you have squares at each hour, except at 6 and 9, you have rectangles. And then at the 12 o'clock position, you have the inverted triangle for orientation. The date window's got slight little recessed angles to it. It's a white disc with black ink. It's the only black you'll see on this watch, and I think it's fine. It didn't need to be color matched, and because having this balanced over here at 3 kind of complements the hour markers as it goes around. So the only nod to Tudor heritage here are these snowflake cans. So the snowflake for the hour, and then you also have a snowflake hand for the second hand, and then the minute hand is baton, and those are also have the powder coated appearance to them, and they have lume as well. And if you look at the center stalk, it's blue to match the dial, but it's also kind of a powdery texture. So on the lume shot, this uses grade A superluminova in the bezel, on the hands, and in the markers. And it's very potent, and it is very long lasting. So it will extend for quite a time. It only takes a small amount of exposure to sunlight to get a really strong charge out of it. So we move into the bracelet. It's a 3-link titanium. It's also satin brushed. It starts out, and the model comes with an optional rubber bracelet, and then it actually fixes into the end pieces here instead of just straight into the watch. And then the tang has got the shape of the shield. It's not signed, but it kind of follows the Tudor motif there. This starts out at 22 millimeters and then tapers down to 18. The clasp is actually 20, but you can see as they get close there, it gets a little bit wider. And on the other side, you can see where it spreads out as soon as it gets there. It is adjustable. This does not use pins. It actually uses screws. So you can get it screwed in there securely. You can use some Loctite to make sure it holds down. If you have the right screwdriver, it's easy to size this to fit your wrist. And here's where things get interesting on this model. The clasp is a very unique and innovative folding clasp that's patented by Tudor. So it has the, here you can see Tudor logo is right in there, but they have the shape of the shield built into this protection clasp on the outside. And then you can also see the extension system has got a marker inside of it. So this is open on the outside, where there's 3 spots, and then it extends. And I have it spring loaded right now so you can see its ability to expand. And they've put a lot into this. It's really kind of overbuilt, which is good. So when you open this first clasp, you can see there's a little white ceramic bearing right here. And I don't know if we can do this. I don't know if you'll see it, but that's spring loaded. So just inside of the clasp here, you can see there's a little triangular piece there that fits into that, and you'll hear it snap. So those ceramic bearings will add to the longevity and toughness of this over time. When you open it, there's another set of ceramic bearings, and you can see the little indentation here on the inner part of this clasp, right there where it will click down in it. So it gets a very secure grab there to keep it locked, and also it's probably going to last a really long time. So when you open up the hinge, this is a part of the watch that's steel. You can see the motif for the shield has been added here to this inner portion of the clasp. And this part is stainless steel. So is the case back, by the way. Everything's titanium except for those two parts. And it has on here Tudor Geneve and titanium and steel inox. Inox is a shortened phrase for inoxidable, which really just means stainless steel. And there's a little indicator there, UZ. I think that's an internal quality control thing for Tudor, marking the date when this was manufactured. So standard clasp as far as how it operates, but the ceramic ball bearings help with security there. Now here's where it's interesting part. So this is an adjustable length. It's got 3 fixed positions, and they are marked by the 3 little dots. And then you've got the open window that shows how much you can expand with the screws. So it's just a push down, and you can adapt it to change if your wrist is a little more swollen today than the prior day, or it's a hot day outside. And then there's the spring loaded. And you can see it on the underside, how it functions. Once it's put in its position, you can see the springs. There's just 2 of them in there, how they will expand. And then there's little grooves in here. You just lift on that, and you can see where it fits into each of those little grooves with a little lift. It's super easy to use. And then there is one other function. There's a full dive extension capability here. You can see it says push right there. Well, if you give that a push, that pops open and extends, and that's for the dive suit extension. So then you can close the clasp over a wetsuit, and you've got that additional space, especially if it's a bulky suit. It also has the little ceramic bearings there. You can see those are spring loaded. So to put it back in place, you just snap, boom, it's back together. This uses the 5612 that I mentioned earlier. The first in-house movement was the 5621 that was in the North Flag, and the difference between the 5612 and the 5621 is that that original model had a power indicator, and it could tell you how much power reserve was remaining, and that's omitted from this movement. This is COSC certified. I've tested it some, comparing it over 24 and 48 hours, and it's been holding within 2 seconds. It runs at 4 Hertz. It's got a power reserve of roughly 70 hours. Obviously, it has the date function, and then it also has hacking. So it's a screw down crown, obviously, with this level of depth rating. Takes a little bit of effort to get it open, but you can feel it. So in the first position there, it is manual winding. So you can get it started up if you haven't worn it for a few days and it's died. It does, interestingly, take about 30 to 40 turns before the second hand will start moving with you. So it takes quite a bit to get it wound up. In the second position, go counterclockwise. You can set the dates. Very smooth, very easy. And in the third position is setting the time. And it's pretty good resistance here, so it's not loose or jiggly, and just feels substantial and well made. So this is the Tudor Pelagos Blue. I mean, things to like about this watch. There are so many things to like about this watch. I mean, the titanium, the weight of it, the color of it, the durability, the matte blue colorway and how it complements the darkness of the titanium. The lume is outstanding. The depth capability is extreme, honestly. 500 meters, that's a great feature, but I'm never going that deep. The bezel function and the bezel lume, it's super legible and easy to read. And this clasp is just a top of its class as far as its functions and capabilities. And the things about this watch that are potentially a turn off, it's a little thick. I mean, 14.3 rides pretty high. It doesn't bother me because it's a sports watch and I'm, it's not really dressy, but that is a little thick. And compared to the P39, which is 11.3 millimeters, so I think that's a 2.5 millimeter difference in thickness. So if you want the Pelagos look, but want something a little thinner, that might be an option to go, but you're restricted to a black colorway only. And then the other thing that Tudor seems to be moving forward with addressing is this 5 lines of text. That is just so much. And there's redundancy here. Chronometer officially certified, well, that's implied. Rotor self-winding, we don't need to be reminded of that every day, but there was just a lot of text there. And on the Ultra, they've reduced that to 3 lines, and it really is aesthetically a better look, I think. But other than that, fantastic watch. I like this one so much I bought it. So it's a terrific piece, and if you're looking for one, you can obviously get them directly from Tudor. They are currently retailing at $58.25 at the time of this video in US dollars. And on Watch Charts, they currently have it listed as $3,055. I have not seen that on any web pages. I'm seeing most that I look at in the $3,400 to $3,500 range. But this particular model can be purchased for a strong discount, and you're still getting a great watch. Thanks for watching.